Real estate agents, do you want to move your business forward? Well, I'm here to help. Hey guys, Brittany with Brittany Hannon Real Estate. I'm a real estate agent, coach, and investor. And every Monday at 11:30 Pacific Standard Time, I'm here to bring you information that's going to help move your business forward. Whether you're a brand new beginner or an advanced top producer, I'm going to bring you key tips and tricks and strategies to move your business forward. This is your official invitation to join us live every Monday at 11:30 a.m. They're totally free. And if you want more information about coaching, check the link in my bio and I would love to help. Now let's jump into this week's workshop. I think that some people are taking an early vacation. And in the last few workshops, we talked about don't let that be you. Don't take an early vacation. You need to keep working because so many agents take vacations around this time of year and kind of shut down when they don't need to. This is a fantastic time of year to come and do this kind of thing where you're getting your business set up for 2024. So make sure that you are still coming to your trainings, to your team meetings, to your workshops, to BC Mastermind, because this is the time where you're really going to be able to amp up, because during this time, real estate does slow down a little bit. And so during these slower times, this is the time for you to set your business on fire. So make sure that you guys are still working. All right, today we're talking about AI and real estate. We've talked about this before and you guys loved hearing about it. I got really good feedback. So we're going to talk about it again. And we're going to go a little bit, it's going to be very similar, but we're going to talk about some strategies and tactical things that you can use and put into practice today. So I want to make sure that you guys have your phone or your computer or something ready to go, because we're going to dive in and talk about this. This is going to be so helpful for your business. It makes it'll make it very easy to do, and I'll show you in a second. All right, so a lot of people get nervous when we talk about AI, the artificial intelligence. It's saying like, no, I want to be human. And listen, real estate is a contact sport. Real estate is about relationships. You have to have the relationships. You can't automate that. But I love this quote because it's saying you don't automate to get rid of the human. You automate to amplify the human. It enhances you. So when we talk about smart plans that are reminding you of who to call, I'm hearing some people talk about like, oh, I don't need to use command. I'm using my notes on my phone, or I'm using these other systems or tools. But the reality is command is really helpful for reminding you of who to call and when. It's designed for agents by agents. And so you don't want to go about it saying, no, I don't need that because I do it a different way. We tell you, follow the models for a reason. It's because they work. And once you follow the models and get successful, then you can pivot. Then you can try something different. But until you get successful in some things, you don't want to pivot. So if you're using your notes app, if you're using, something like that, because you think, oh, that's what I know, that's what I'm comfortable with, I challenge you, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Do something different. Use what we tell you to use. Command is at your fingertips. It's so easy. Get it on your phone, use it. It'll change your life. I'm going to show you a little bit of that later on. But essentially what we're talking about today is automation in many different ways. And so when we talk about AI, that's very different from what I was even saying in command, but there are just so many tools. Let's just get into it. All right, what are we talking about today? Where are we going? First and foremost, the topic that's on everybody's lips today is GTP. So we're going to dive into GTP, talk about what that looks like, and talk about what some other options are for that too. We're going to talk about automation. We're going to dive into command a little bit. Then we're going to talk about how to win, talking about what's important now. And then, of course, if you stay till the end, there's a bonus. So make sure you stay till the end with us. All right. I love this little image because it is what some people think is like, oh, we're not doing the work anymore. We're just letting GTP do it. That's not the reality of it, because the beauty of ChatGTP is that you're putting in a prompt into this app, ChatGTP, and you're saying, we'll get into what you're saying, but maybe you're saying, hey, create a listing description for 123 Main Street. It has a pool, it has a really nice backyard, it has, it's on a quiet street, yada, yada, yada. And then ChatGTP will go and do the work. So it's not like you're doing nothing. You still have to input something into it for it to spit something valuable out for you. So what can you use ChatGTP for? You can use it for your listing descriptions, your listing copy. You can use it for your social media descriptions. You can use it for real estate agent bios. You can use it for a lot of different things, and we're going to jump into how a couple of different ways that you can use it. But let's talk about a listing description. So I'm going to switch over to my phone because I use ChatGTP on the phone. A lot of people use it on their computers, but the reason I use it on my phone is because you don't have to have a login, and on your computer you do. Now, ChatGTP is free for right now. It won't always be. And just to back up a little bit, ChatGTP is a large language model, an LLM. And basically all that means is that they put tons and tons and tons and tons of information in it to be able to spit out automated answers. Now, when I first heard of it, I thought, can't I do that with Google? But the reality is you can't. You can't do it with Google unless somebody else has already put it in some way or some shape or form. With this, tons of information has already been added. And so when you ask it to spit some information out, it's going to be able to create all kinds of things for you. And I'm going to show you a little bit of what it can do. Now, I will say ChatGTP is the most popular right now, but there are also some other options like Bard is another option. There's one, I think it's called Gemini, that just recently, that's Google's, that they came out with, that actually searches the internet, which ChatGTP does not, it's not connected to the internet. So it doesn't search the internet, it just searches what it knows. So anyway, can't get you like current information, but these others can. But we're gonna focus on ChatGTP today, just because that is the most popular one today. Now, in 6 months, that might change and Gemini might take over. I don't remember if it's called Gemini, but I think it is. But today, this one is the one we're focusing on. So here we are in ChatGTP. And basically, this is exactly what I want to do. They have a couple of prompts here that you can see if you need prompts to help you. But basically, I'm going to type in the message part my prompt. And what my prompt is going to be is that's the information I'm giving them to be able to feed me back what I want. So the prompt is really important. Now, I will tell you that if you feel like, well, let me just put it up in here. So let's see, I have a listing right now that I'll use. And so I'm going to say, create a listing description. And I want to do this in real time for you so you guys can see how easy it is to use. Create a listing description for a 3-bed, 2-bath house in the heart of Los Angeles. It has new windows and paint inside and out. What else do I want to say about it? Nice street with easy access to all of LA. Okay, let's see what it spits out for us. All right, so it says, welcome to this charming 3-bed, 2-bath house in the heart of Los Angeles. Recently renovated with new windows and fresh paint inside and out, this residence offers a modern touch in a classic setting. Enjoy the convenience of a nice street and easy access to all that LA has to offer. Your perfect LA lifestyle begins here. Now I can say, okay, that's kind of cool, I'll use that. Or I can say, this isn't exactly what I want. So maybe I we'll give it another prompt to say, okay, I want to go from there, and I want to say add, what do I want to say? Add new deck for enjoying LA sunshine, top rated. Whoop, I know I'm sharing my screen. No, I don't want the audio device on. Okay, sorry, that was weird. All right, add new deck for enjoying LA sunshine. What else do I want to say? Tree-lined streets. And newly refinished deck. All right, so now it's taking what it had and then it's adding on to it. Indulge in the LA sunshine and soak up the charm of tree-lined streets from your newly refinished deck in this 3-bed, 2-bath home. With recent renovations, including new windows and fresh paint, this residence seamlessly blends modern comfort with classic appeal. Take advantage of your outdoor oasis and relish the California lifestyle on your inviting new deck. Welcome home. Okay, so that's not, I'm gonna want to change this up a little bit, which is why we want to make sure that we're reading through this and editing it. We don't wanna just take it as is and plop it in, because it talks about on your inviting new deck. I don't want your inviting new deck to be the last thing that it shows. That's weird. So I want to throw some more things in here. Now, what if I say, okay, but this isn't like how I talk. Maybe I want it to be a little more fun, or maybe I want it to be a little more polished, or maybe I want it to be a little bit brighter, or, whatever it is. I can put those prompts in here and change it up. So let's say, make it more fun and longer. So if I wanted a longer description, let's see what it does. Now, I will tell you, I probably wouldn't do something like this because it'll just add in fluff that I probably don't want, but let's see. All right, step into your own slice of LA paradise with this delightful 3-bed, 2-bath home in the heart of the city. Picture yourself basking in the glorious sunshine on your freshly refinished deck, sipping your favorite beverage and enjoying the vibrant energy of tree-lined streets. Well, that's kind of funny because vibrant energy of tree-lined streets, that's not what I want. Vibrant energy of LA maybe, but the tree-lined streets is kind of like a charming thing. So that's something that I would edit out of there. All right, let's jump back in. This residence has undergone a stylish makeover, boasting new windows and a paint job that's fresh as the LA breeze. Inside, discover a perfect blend of modern convenience and classic charm. The spacious living areas are ideal for entertaining or just unwinding after a day. Whoop, this is long. Or just wait, I got lost. Or just unwinding after a day in the bustling city. The well-designed layout ensures that every nook is filled with natural light, creating a warm and inviting atmosphere throughout. But the real magic happens outside on your new deck, a haven for weekend barbecues, evening stargazing, or simply catching up with friends. Whether you're a social butterfly or someone who values a quiet retreat, this home offers the best of both worlds. And let's not forget about the location. Nestled on a nice street, you have easy access to all the wonders that LA has to offer. From trendy shops and restaurants to cultural hotspots and entertainment values, you're at the center of it all. Don't miss the chance to make your house your home, this house your home, where each day is an adventure and your newly refinished deck is the perfect stage for your LA story to unfold. Welcome to a life of sunshine, style, and smiles. Okay, so that's definitely what I asked for. I wanted it to be more fun and I wanted it to be longer. Now, I will say, I probably wouldn't use something like this. So remember, you want to make it your own style, your own voice. You want to edit it to be sounding like you. But this is a pretty good start, right? This is pretty good for me just coming up here and in 5 minutes, I put in a couple prompts and now all of a sudden I have 5 paragraphs of listing description. So this is a really cool way because I can also say, okay, this is good, but make it shorter. Like, let's say make it 2 sentences because maybe I want it to be like a headline. All right, these are long sentences, but step into your own LA paradise with this 3-bed, 2-bath house featuring a newly refinished deck. They really love that part of it. The perfect spot to soak up the sunshine on tree-lined streets. With modern updates like new windows and fresh paint, this residence effortlessly combines style and comfort for your ideal Los Angeles lifestyle. So whatever you want to do, however you want to change it, the prompt is what is important. So get good at figuring out what to put into the message section. You want to figure out what is the best way to get what I want out of ChatGTP. Because if you just put listing description for this house, they're going to be like, well, I don't know what this house is, because remember, it's not pulling from the internet. So you have to tell it what it is. You have to say, write it as a real estate agent. You have to say, rewrite this. You have to say certain things like that. So I challenge you to go onto ChatGTP and create a listing description for a house that maybe if you don't have a listing, find it on the MLS, find a house that you like. Do it for your own house. Do it for a house you made up and see what it comes up with and see how you like it and play around with it. Now, what I want to do is I want to switch it up and go to, let's talk about social media descriptions. So now I'm going to press the button at the top right for a new message. And now I want to say, okay, for a social media message. So I want to say, I have this listing description. Actually, hold on, let's go back to LA Paradise Renovation. So that's the one, that was the name it made up. So I'm back to where we were, and I'm gonna say, create a social media description with hashtags. And let's see what it does for us. All right, so now you can see it's adding emojis, it's adding hashtags, and I may or may not want to use these hashtags, but this is something that I can utilize. Now what I want to say, maybe I want to change it up. So let me read this to you. Embrace LA living in this 3-bed, 2-bath gem. Newly renovated with a fresh deck for soaking up the sun on tree-lined streets. Hashtag LA living, hashtag home sweet home, hashtag sunshine retreat. Now I want to say, act as a social media manager and create a social media strategy for this house, for this listing, let's put. And let's see what it does. Okay. Now this is really, I think this is going to be good for you and maybe over the top for some of you, and that's okay, because this is probably going to be over the top for me too, for some of these. All right, so let's take a look. Social media strategy for LA home listing. Okay, platform selection. So this is saying, which platform are you gonna use? Are you gonna be using Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever? Now, what I always tell people is use the one that you enjoy using. Don't try and do too many. You want to use one, maybe two. If you do more than that, you're just overextending yourself and you're not gonna get the full benefit. But let's see what it's saying. Prioritize visually oriented platforms like Instagram and Pinterest. I would say I don't use Pinterest for this type of thing. So you can figure out if you wanted to do that or not. To showcase the stunning interiors, newly refinished deck, and the neighborhood's charm. Utilize Twitter and Facebook for updates, neighborhood highlights, and engaging conversations. Okay, again, I don't use Twitter at all. So I wouldn't do that, but maybe I would do it in Facebook. Maybe I would join an LA Facebook group and say, oh, let me post this in here for these LA Facebook users. All right, then we create a content calendar. Week 1, highlight the home's exterior, emphasizing the fresh paint and new deck. Use hashtags, and then it says it. Week 2, showcase interior spaces, emphasizing the modern amenities, spacious design. Encourage audience to interact with questions about their dream home. Okay, what I really like about this is that this is saying, this is helping me to think through what I could do. Week 1, week 2, week 3, that doesn't really matter. But for me to say, okay, maybe I can emphasize the exterior first. Let me think through what that would be. Maybe I could even come up with a prompt for the exterior. Then let me think through the interior, think about what that would be, come up with a prompt. Then I can start, I'm remembering, oh yeah, engage the audience. So maybe I do a poll on Instagram stories. All of these things, the goal is to engage people, because the reality is that, yes, we want eyeballs and highlighting this one property, but we also want to grow our social media following so that when we have future properties, more eyeballs are on that. So engaging your audience with questions about their dream home. Hey, how do you like this? What would you want? What would you do with this kitchen if you had it? How would you reorient it? All of these are really good ideas. The listing that I have currently is a fixer. And so I could put a poll on my social media, and this is a good idea, maybe I will, to say, what would you do to fix up this house? What would be your top priority? Kitchen, bathroom number 1, bathroom number 2. And then people can poll it. And then I say, oh, good, I love that. And I'm engaging and interacting with everyone who answers the poll. All right, back to this. Week 3, feature the neighborhood, nearby attractions, shops, eateries, use location-based hashtags to increase discoverability. This is a really good one. I didn't even think about ever doing this. And for this listing in the heart of LA, this is going to be really important because there are so many things that go on. I can be saying, hey, look at how quick and easy it is to get to these things that are happening around town, the holiday events that are going on, all of this stuff that's happening. And now all of the people who are interested in those holiday events or those other locations are going to now see the house that I have listed. Engagement and interaction. Respond promptly to comments and direct messages, answering inquiries and providing additional information. Run polls or ask for opinions on design choices to boost engagement. Everybody likes to comment on design, just so you know, everybody. They all have their opinion. They all have things that they prefer. And so if you say, hey, do you like this color paint? Yes or no, they're going to tell you. If you say, hey, what color would you have chosen? They're going to tell you. Like I said about the kitchen, bathrooms, they're going to tell you what they would do and how they would do it. So polls and design, specifically polls for design, are really important because you get lots of engagement there. Local influencer collaboration. Partner with a local influencer or real estate enthusiast to tour the property and share their experience on their platforms. Any kind of collaboration you can do is going to be great. If you know a local lender, they can put it on their property or on their social media. If you know other real estate agents, if you just know an influencer in town, you can put that, somebody who has a lot of influence, you can connect and collaborate with them. Behind the scenes content, share behind the scenes glimpses of the home staging process, emphasizing the attention to detail and care put into the property. Now, this is actually interesting because I did assist with a little bit of the minor renovations that we did in this house, in this listing that I have. So I could post that to say, here's some behind the scenes, here's what we've done. So all of these things, actually, literally, I am getting good ideas from this that we're just doing right now. Use generated content. Encourage potential buyers or interested followers to share their own dream home ideas using a branded hashtag. Feature the best submissions on your page. This is the social media strategy part to grow your own social media. Live tours and Q&A sessions. Host live tours on Instagram or Facebook, allowing viewers to ask questions in real time. This adds a personal touch and builds a connection with potential buyers. This is something that I probably wouldn't do just because it's kind of a hassle, and but depending on, maybe this is something that I should try because especially right now in the holidays, it's
on a high value listing.
So I want to make sure to get lots of eyeballs on this. Story highlights. Create Instagram story highlights showcasing different aspects of the property, exterior, interior, neighborhood, and the deck. And so if you guys know Instagram, they have the highlights where it is highlighted, basically your stories, instead of disappearing after 24 hours, they can stay there indefinitely in your highlight section. So maybe you have a highlight section called listings. Maybe you have a highlight section called homes. Maybe you have a highlight section that's just for this home. And then you can put all of your stories in that one highlight section. Community engagement, engage with local businesses, encourage them, share their content and encourage them to reciprocate. This builds a sense of community and widens the property exposure. Analytics and adjustments, regularly analyze engagement metrics to understand what content resonates most with the audience. Adjust the strategy accordingly for optimal results. This is something that anybody can look at. You can all look at your analytics. You can all analyze everything on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever platform you're using. You can see what is it that people are engaging in? What is it that people like? And maybe you pay to boost those posts or more posts like that, because that's going to get you more engagement. That's going to get you more eyes on the property or eyes on your social media strategy. All right, by implementing this social media strategy, we aim to create a buzz around the property, engage with potential buyers, and establish a strong online presence within the local community. So that just gave you a taste of what we can do. We just did that in 10 minutes. We did not take very long to be able to create a full social media content strategy and a full listing description. We can change that, we can edit it, we can do different things to make it exactly what we want. But I just wanted you to get a taste of how easy that was. I want to switch gears and I want to go to let's still stick with ChatGTP, but what I want to do is talk about your bios, because so often your bios trip you up. And I know because I've worked with lots and lots of agents who are like, I've been stuck on creating my bio for a week. Now, bios are not difficult. Bios are not a hard thing. So it shouldn't take you a week to do, but this will make it even faster and easier. Now, what I will say is that when you're thinking about using your bio, it's important to put into ChatGTP the prompts that you want it to use. So I'm going to say create a real estate agent bio. And then I need to think about what are some things that I can say. Now, a lot of you guys are newer agents. And so if you're number one, I don't want you to put the word new in there at all. I don't want you to say anything about that you're new, how long you've been doing it, anything like that. What I want you to do is draw from your prior experience. What have you done before that is going to influence how you are able to sell real estate? Maybe you've been in retail for 10 years. Great. That's a great way for you to say that I've been in sales for 10 years. Maybe you have been a part of the community for 25 years. Maybe you've been born and bred in this area, and that's one of your unfair advantages. Maybe your kids go to school here and you're fully ingrained in like your kids' activities and things like that. Maybe you are, maybe you've done, well, like for me, actually, this is fairly common, I think. There are a lot of people coming from education into real estate. And so there's lots of things that you can take from education and put it into real estate. So you can say like, I'm an expert in the industry and teaching and training, or helping people understand what the next step is, educating my buyers. So whatever your unfair advantage is, you want to take that and you want to put it into your bio. You don't want to say anything about it. You're new. You don't want to say anything about, I got my license 3 days ago. You don't want to say those things. You want to focus on what are your strengths, and your strengths may not come from real estate, and that's okay. Maybe one of your strengths is that you're a people person. Maybe one of your strengths is that you know everything about the houses in the area. All right, so now let's go in here. Let's create a real estate agent bio. Actually, we did it, last time we did it for one of our agents who also has a staging company, a design company. And when we created this bio for her, it was like so beautiful. I think she took it and just copy pasted it and used it for her own. So I encourage you right now to do this for yourself. So I'm going to just create one off the top of my head. Create a real estate agent bio. highlighting a background in retail sales, and we'll see what this says, because if it's, maybe I just won't say retail sales, maybe I'll just say sales, when we all know that means retail. A lot of people are bartenders and things like that. That's a really good way for you to be like a people person. Background in sales, people oriented. Born and raised in the area, market expert. Let's just leave it at that and let's see what it comes up with. All right. Now remember, I totally made this up. So you need to put into it what you are and the benefits of what you bring. But let's see what it says. With a passion for sales and a people-oriented approach, I bring a hometown advantage to the real estate market. Born and raised in this area, I offer not just a home, but a community. As a market expert, I navigate the real estate landscape with precision, ensuring your property journey is seamless and successful. Let's turn your dreams into keys to your perfect home. That's pretty good. That is pretty good for coming up here and like making something up. I would use that. Now, if I said, okay, you know, I always like to have a shorter version and then a longer version. So this is a good short version, but I'm going to say make it longer, because I want to have a version that I can put like in a letter or something like that. All right, so it says, with a solid foundation in sales, I bring a dynamic skill set to the world of real estate. My career has been marked by a relentless commitment to deliver exceptional service, and my people-oriented approach ensures that each client receives personalized attention and care. Being born and raised in this vibrant community gives me a unique advantage in understanding the local market intricacies. I don't just sell homes, I introduce clients to the essence of a neighborhood, the heartbeat of a community, and the warmth of a hometown. Wow, I'm sold. As a market expert, I stay ahead of trends and fluctuations, providing insightful guidance to my clients. Whether you're buying or selling, I leverage my in-depth knowledge to craft strategic, tailored solutions that meet your unique needs. Your real estate journey is not just a transaction, it's an experience, and I'm dedicated to making it a positive and memorable one. Let me be your guide to navigating the landscape of real estate together, from the initial consultation to the final handshake. I'm committed to turning your dreams into keys and ensuring a smooth transition into your next chapter. That's really good. I really like that. And obviously, if you're saying, yeah, that's not my style, that's not my vibe, I want it to be more professional, more polished, more buttoned up, more fun, more exciting, you change it to what you want it to be. Hey guys, we're gonna jump into the workshop in just a second, but if you're getting value out of this, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you get more videos just like this as soon as they come out. And remember, if you're interested in coaching, reach out to me at the link below. I'd love to talk more about your individual business and how I could help move your business forward. Now let's jump back into the workshop. All right, so we talked about our agent bio. Now let's talk about automation. So there are lots of automation apps that you can use to enhance your superpower, as Ernie just said. I love that. And so some of these apps, one of them is called Zapier. What I love about this, and I'm not going to jump into these, I'm just going to give you a little snapshot of what they are, and then you can jump into it if your wheels are spinning. So what Zapier does, Zapier is a third-party app that takes information from one organization or app and transfers it into Command. And so what I use it for, I've used it for a couple different things, and they do have a free version and a paid version. But what I use it for is, like, if I have, let's say, a Google ad, not a Google ad, a Google sheet, like a Google form that I have people fill out. And I have it, so I have one where it's like, sign up for my emails, for an email subscription. So I have them go to a Google form, put their name, info, all of that stuff, and tell me what is it that they're interested in. Are they interested in coaching? Are they interested in buying and selling real estate? Are they interested in investing? And they click on the ones that they're interested in. They press submit, that goes to Zapier, and then Zapier sends it to my Command. So in my command, now I have their name, their contact information, and whichever thing they clicked on that they're interested in, coaching, investing, buying and selling real estate, that's now a tag in my command. And these tags are now set as a smart plan. So automatically they're going to get a notice saying, thanks for reaching out, and we're happy to put you on our email list, and blah, 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 notifications. And now they're already tagged. So when I send out an email, I send out an email to all of those tags. So that's one example. There are also other examples that I use, like if I have, if you're doing, I'm trying to think, like if you're paying for leads somewhere else, which remember we tell you don't spend money till you make your money. Your number one should be your SOI. But if you're paying for leads somewhere else, let's say for Zillow or something like that, you can get all of the contact information from there over to your command, and now you can put them on a smart plan how you want. So that's called Zapier, and you can dive into that if you're interested. Calendly, you guys have heard me talk about this so much. I love Calendly. Calendly is something that is very simple and easy to use, and basically it is an app that's linked to my calendar. And so I can tell it, okay, these are the times that I want to make available for each specific event. So if I have an event that is Keller Williams coaching agents or whatever that is, or a meet and greet or a buyer presentation, I can say, okay, for this buyer presentation, here are the times that I'm available all the time. But if I have an event, it's not going to overlap. So it's only going to give the times that are available based on my calendar. Nobody sees my calendar. Nobody can go in and say, oh, she has a doctor's appointment that day. No, it just shows them when I'm available. So now it tells them when I'm available. They click to say, yes, I want to book a time. It gives me, it notifies me of their information. This also is something that I use Zapier for. If I get something in Calendly, it automatically puts it in my command and tags it however it needs to tag it. And the other nice thing is that it has what's called workflows, which essentially is a smart plan, where there are going to be some things where it says, oh, hey, this buyer just scheduled a buyer's presentation. So Brittany, you need to make sure that you have a buyer's presentation ready. You need to make sure that you have all of these things scheduled so that you can go and be prepared for your buyer's presentation. Now, I will say I set all of these things up. So when it comes to you, it's pretty blank, although they do have templates that you can use, but I like to do things the hard way. So that's not true. I do like to do things the easier way, but in something like this, I'm going to use what they give me, but I'm going to tweak it a lot. So this is really, really helpful. And I feel like one of these days I want to just have a full workshop on all of these things to say, here's like how we walk through all of this, because my explanation of it doesn't do it justice. You can kind of get a feel for what it does, but the reality is it's so much bigger than that. And then Canva. Canva is super easy to use. It's a sort of like Photoshop, but you don't have to have, you don't have to be a virtual designer, or what is it called? Graphic designer to be able to use it. So it's super easy, super user-friendly, and you're able to go into it and create all kinds of stuff. You can type in open house flyer, open house social media, new listing, new whatever, and you can find stuff and plop in images. Now, here's one thing to note is that if you create something on Canva and you really like it, and you say, oh, that was really easy. What you can do is you can download a PDF, upload it into Command in your designs, and you can then edit your PDF however you want. You can edit the font, you can edit the text, you can edit the images. One thing that I like about that is that Command Designs has the KWRI or no, the KWLS built into it, which is essentially like the MLS for KW. And so I can go on and I can say, okay, find my listing. And now it has all the listing information, all the photos, and I can just drag and drop into my design. So, and it doesn't have to be a design created by Command Designs. It can be a design created by Canva, because maybe you like that better, but you bring it over and you house it in designs. So all of these apps have a free component to them and a paid component to them. And for the most part, pretty much for what you're going to use it for, I think you can use the free component for all of these, I would say. I use free components for some of these and I pay for some of these. So just so you know, but they're all not that expensive. All right, so let's jump into Command. And I put here, use the system you already have. This kind of goes back to what I was saying. Is I'm hearing people who say like, I just use my notes app. I'm like, why? You have Command. It's so, so, so valuable. So what I want to do is I want to show you, they have social media scheduling, creating tags. I want to actually dive into something a little bit deeper than what I have here. All right, so let me jump into my Command. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Designs down here. And I'm going to create something new, create design. And let's just say print. It really doesn't matter what you choose here. It's just going to give you different templates to use, but you have access to all of them once you're in here. All right, so once this loads, there we go. You can see this little button that says Chat GTP and more. You actually have to pay extra for this. So, I mean, like you basically pay for Chat GTP, which I don't think you need to. So don't worry about that. But all of these other ones, they do have this auto create. So let's go to, let's create a just listed. And let's see, I like this one. So let's use this and it's gonna say auto. And I'm gonna use my own listing. 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, here it is. Select, continue. Okay, so it already pulled in some of this information, but I want to tweak it a little bit because I don't like when these numbers are not separated. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, total square foot. Now I can add the property main image. That's fine for me to use, or I can pick a different one. Now let's generate the design and see what it comes up with. All right, so that was pretty quick and easy to do that. I loved that, and it has all this information on it. Now, I can see already this says KWDVA. You always want to change that. And remember, I've told you this before when we've gone into designs. One of the first things you want to do is you want to change your assets. So when on the home page of designs, it says templates and blah, 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 and then assets is one of the drop downs at the top. So if you go into my assets and add in some of your things like these are all logos that I've added in. So now I can quickly and easily grab one of these, do replace logo, and now it replaced it. Let's make that bigger so we can see. Now it replaced it exactly. So when we replace it, it replaces it with the same dimensions as what it replaced it. Now I can add something in, like if I wanted to add this in, I just click it and now it's added in, and now I can put it in here if I wanted to do that. And now it's in there. This down here, each office is independently owned and operated, that they automatically have that on there. So I could just use this as is. If I liked it and I said, yep, we're good to go, I can use it as is. That is pretty quick and easy. I do love that. Now, another thing that I do like to add in, actually just added this, elements, my assets. Oh, it's not in here. Images. Let's see, add. No. Okay, well, anyway, I have a QR code that I like to use. And It's not in here, and that's okay. We don't need to do it. But if I wanted to add in a QR code, which would lead back to the landing page that I created in Command, I could do that. And so I want to make sure that I am connecting it back in some way. So it's not just a flyer. I always like to have some kind of element that leads back to being able to get in touch with me digitally somehow. So I can add that to this, but otherwise this looks good and I would probably leave it as is. Now, let's go back out of here. Let's just do one more. Create a new design, print, next. I'm gonna fly by this one just because I wanna show you what else it has. So you can see here's the assets when you wanna add in your assets, this drop down right here. All right, so maybe you wanna have a for sale that is just more information about it. And so let's go ahead and use, I wanna put more information, but you can see this is a square one. This could be used for Instagram or Facebook or one of your social media sites. So let's go ahead and use this one. Actually, let's use this one. Okay, so let's auto populate. And that's it. Continue, and again, let's just do a couple of tweaks and then we're good to go. Home details, we don't need that. Property image, that's fine. Property, let's do the next one is this one, and the next one is this one. So, okay, continue. This is all my info. I think that is not supposed to be there. I only know that because last time it told me that there were too many characters on my app thing. Okay, so now, again, this is already generated for me. Now, I can already see some little mistakes here because there's this little guy that should be, nope, undo that. This little dot should be over here. And I'll tell you, I'm learning this along with you. So look, it fixed it itself. Okay. This is the first time that I've used this also. So it took all the little dots away though. So I would need to add in a text box. So it adds it in for me and I could just write in some of this info. Now, let me tell you, here's that KWLS. So here's the thing, like if this is not your listing, but you're hosting an open house for somebody and you're needing to create an open house flyer or something like that. What's super cool about this is here's all of the photos and you can use any of those photos, but then here are the listing details. And what it also has is down at the bottom, it has what is on the MLS. So if I just want to swap that out and then take some of this and say, oh, okay, it has fresh paint. So let me delete that and just make this its own bullet. Okay, and right. So I want to say it has fresh paint inside and out. The end. Now, new double paned windows. And oops. So obviously I'm going to want to change some of this. New double pane windows, newly paved driveway. So anyway, you can change this however you want it to be changed, but this is the idea is you have all of this information. You have all of this information to use. So let me just delete some of these things so we can see it. I made it too big and now also my computer is so slow right now. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now we're back to here. And again, we have the KWDBA, so we want to swap that out. So now we go, I click on it and notice it automatically goes to the logos. So I just want to replace the logo and it does it how I want it. And if I wanted to add in my logo, I could because there's room for it. So you can see how super easy, quick and easy this is to create these flyers. And so if you wanted to do this for anything, you could do it for anything. So one thing I've noticed here is that it has this app information on the bottom. So you want to make sure that all of this is where you want it to be. Like maybe I would say, oh, this isn't big enough, so let's make it a little bit bigger. But you can see, you can change this. Also, it just says Brittany. I don't know why. So we would want to change that to Brittany Hannon. Oops. There we go. So you can see, you can edit all of these things, but it just helps you get a start. It helps you get a feel for what this is. Also, when you have like a property, just basic property flyer, a lot of times the price is not listed on it in case you change your price. I would say put the price on it, and then if you change the price, just print more out. But you can do what you want. And there you can add, oh no, the price is listed on it. So let me pull this down so we can see that. Okay, never mind. The price is right here. So obviously I would need to edit this a little bit more, but it is pretty easy to do all of these things. All right, so I'm gonna be done with that. And now let's go back and let's talk about how to win. What should we be doing right now? Use what you have. Get comfortable with the command. It's a system you already have, but it's also very robust. I've talked to agents in lots of other brokerages, and they don't have anything nearly as good. You can send direct mail postcards. You can create and design within command. You can keep track of all of your contacts in your SOI. You have smart plans that tell you, you can set them up to basically do anything you want. Use what you have. If you're not comfortable with command, that should be the #1 thing that you're doing during this holiday season. All right, #2, practice with AI. Use ChatGTP while you can, because soon it won't be free. Also, try out any of these other things. That Hey Jen, try out Gemini, try out all of these things that we're talking about, because this is the wave of the future. This is what's coming. And so you want to be comfortable with it, because if you don't get comfortable with it, and if you like push it off and say, no, that's not for me, guess what? Other agents are going to come in who are using it, and they are going to run circles around you. So you have to get comfortable using this. And then #3, implement automation. Choose one automation app that you think will move your business forward and implement it. You don't have to do everything. Choose one and see what will move your business forward and implement that. Whether that's Calendly, whether that's getting really good at Canva, whether that's using Zapier for things that you might not have known to use it for yet. Play around with it and see what we're doing. All right, and then the bonus, we have smart plans already made for you. If you go into the smart plan library and search PCA smart plans, there are ready to use smart plans for open houses, for calling your SOI, all of that kind of stuff. So go to the smart plan library and search PCA, Productivity Coaching Agents. You don't have to, you can download it into your command, into your smart plans, and then you can edit it however you want. But you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You're not starting from scratch. You're taking these and making it how you want it to be. All right, and then of course, if you are if you're interested in learning more about coaching, reach out. If you have any questions, please reach out. Next week, yes, we are still meeting next week. We're going to be talking about new year, new success, create your action plan. So we're going to be pulling from your business plan to create your action plan. So if you have not done your 135 business plan yet, now's the time to do it. Make sure it's buttoned up, it's polished, it's done. Maybe use ChatGTP to help you along with it. And then we're going to create an action plan. So I will see you guys next week. Well, I hope that helped. And remember, I'm here every Monday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to help you move your business forward. Join me in the weekly workshops where you can come live and get your questions answered in real time. I would love to see you there. Register at the link below. And remember, if you have questions about coaching or want to dive in, or even just want to have a call to me to see how you can grow your business, schedule a call with me in the link below. I'd love to help. In the meantime, if you're getting value out of this, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for staying for the whole thing. Check out the other videos that we have that are sure to move your business forward. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.